What's up guys, Chef Cavalier, ATHLEAN-X.com. So today we're going to talk about the chest. And we're going to talk about those mistakes in your chest workout that every skinny guy makes.
We call him skinny.
I'm just saying, you're in the video for a reason. Listen guys, I am also a skinny guy. I grew up a skinny guy. I know the challenges that we have when it comes to building a bigger chest. I myself don't have the most stupendous chest out there. But I will tell you this, there's things that we actually can do in our training that will have an immediate impact. And we have to first realize that anatomically, we're at a bit of a disadvantage. The skinnier you are, the longer and lankier, you can demonstrate that, can't you? The longer and lankier that you are, the more of a disadvantage you're at, even from a physics standpoint of the exercise, such as even a bench press, that make it more challenging for you to use it to your advantage to build a bigger chest.
Correct.
We're going to talk about those things and what you can do for that. And then there's compensations that actually come along with having these anatomical differences.
Yep.
So if we're going to do this, guys, we got to do it right. Let's start with some of those challenges so we can all relate to what it is that's holding us back. And I mentioned the arms in the first place, and we're talking about the difference between the longer, lankier guy, the skinnier guy, and the shorter, stockier guy.
Right.
When it comes to the bench press in particular, the mechanics of the exercise are in your favor the shorter your arms are. The less the bar has to travel, the less work you have to do. But along with that is this sort of evil sort of side effect, and that is the lankier you are and the skinnier you are, the less chest muscle you have, which actually helps to additionally shorten the distance that the bar has to travel. So when you don't have the chest in the first place and you have to do more work, it becomes more challenging to build a bigger chest to shorten that distance.
We're at a big disadvantage, guys.
We're in a big cycle here. So what can we do? Well, we can't change those long, lanky arms.
Right.
But what we can do is change them relatively. Okay. And we can do that by changing the positioning of our body when we lay down to do a bench press. So here, we got to create this arch.
Yeah.
And all the skinny guys I see forget to do this. They don't realize how important this is to actually changing the entire mechanics of the exercise. By creating the arch, you're essentially doing this. You're actually creating more of a decline bench press. And we know that if we were going to evaluate our strength levels on a flat, an incline, or a decline bench, we're likely going to be able to perform much better on a decline bench press because we're shortening that distance the bar has to travel.
Yeah.
Well, we're doing the same thing when we create the arch. So as you see Jesse do here, he's actually working on getting those shoulders back, which is going to come in big time here in a second. Get the shoulders back, get the chest up as high as you can, keep the shoulders pinned down and back on the bench, keep the ass down on the bench, but get the lower back off. You're creating this arch, you're actually now expanding the rib cage and shortening the distance now. You can see that the pecs are much more engaged by doing this because they're at a better advantage to push, and we're going to come back to that in a second in relation to letting the shoulders do the work. Now this will actually carry over very well, not just to the dumbbell variation here, but to a barbell as well. The same things apply in how you want to do this. Now what happens as a consequence of forgetting to do this is the very first huge mistake that you're making, is you'll find ways to compensate and get yourself to do the bench press. And this is where we see all the major problems. This is where the shoulders will start to do the work because they have to. If you have a long way to travel, the shoulders have to keep pushing and pushing to get that weight off. As a matter of fact, Jesse, let's show what this looks like. If you're in this position here, if the shoulders are going to do, you can have somebody evaluate from the side. Jesse, I'm going to manhandle you here in this video.
If you're going to manhandle me, the next video, I get to debut my brand new intro that I've been working on for a lifetime.
Guys, I told you created a monster here. All right, fine, I'm going to manhandle you, okay?
Okay.
All right, so listen, so the chest here is, I'm just going to leave a red mark. The chest, when you put it up here, if you have somebody evaluate you from the side, you want to be able to see, let's go with this arm over here, you want to be able to see the chest and the chest only and not the shoulder peeking out from the side. Right. If the shoulder's peeking out and it's leading in front of the chest here, it's doing the work, but as a consequence of that, it's actually going to take a lot of the effort and focus off of the chest. I'll show it to you right here in action. Now get back and set yourself up properly. So if he arched, if he had his shoulders back, he gets into an arch, the other arm is up, he's going to bench, that's his outward position, go back, come up. You don't see the shoulder, all you see here is the chest. And if you look at it, you can see good activation of the chest here as he pushes. That's what you want. That's how you're going to build a bigger chest. Now, if you do this the wrong way and you let the arms go past because the shoulders are trying to dominate, because you have too long of a distance to go, look what happens. This actually takes all the tension off of the pec, right? You don't want that. Set it back again and lead with the chest. Now push. Now again, you'll be able to feel this yourself, guys. This is much more firm. This is actually doing the work. This is how you build the bigger chest with the right tension. The second thing that comes from skinny guys is they actually have this reluctance to use heavier weights.
Right.
And even if you use a dumbbell, the tendency is that they just want to kind of push, if they have a heavier weight, they want to try to just push it.
Just get it up.
Get it up. So then they might use a lighter weight, because even they've heard on this channel how the lighter weights will help with that mind-muscle connection. Yeah. And this is a bit of a mind-muscle connection issue. But in doing that, then they just kind of go, again, too light so that they're letting everything go with it.
You're trying to accelerate and you're getting your shoulders in front.
Right, so what you want to do is you don't want to shy away from the heavy weights. The heavy weights will actually allow you to stay back, because you're going to want to push back as you push up, which will allow you to do exactly what we're talking about. Yeah. Keep the shoulders out of it and let the chest initiate. You can see Jesse doing that here. But here's the big thing that I want you to do. Skinny guys, any dumbbell bench press, do what I'm telling you here. You're going to make immediate differences and gains in the way that you do the exercise and the results that you see from it, and that's what Jesse's been doing here. Yeah. So one of the bigger tips that I gave him is to start doing alternating dumbbell bench press.
Yep.
Why? It's not just the alternation of the reps that's helping here, but it's the flipping of the recruitment pattern that's helping the most. If I have you start in the down position, as you can see Jesse doing here, I'm actually getting the chest loaded already.
Yeah, a lot of tension.
Opening up the chest, getting the chest loaded, and initiating from there is going to be a hell of a lot easier than if you start your reps at the top, come down, and then go back. You're almost sort of ingraining the pattern of getting the dumbbell back to the starting position, allowing the shoulders to follow. Instead, get them down, start down here, let one come up and come down. Not only are you getting some additional tension placed on the opposite side in the non-working rep, but you're getting that to be ready to go and perform, to recruit from there first and stay as the leading driver of the movement while the shoulder stays back. So alternating reps are going to be a tremendous way for you to feel this, ingrain this, and get better at this. You can take that back with you to a bench press. You can take that back to even a two-handed version of a traditional dumbbell bench press. Your ability to see gains from your pressing will go up astronomically if you do that. So in recap here, guys, you can't change your lanky arms. You can make them relatively shorter by getting your chest in the right position, by arching the low back and setting that up and not forgetting to do that, and then avoiding the compensations that come from having those two things, those anatomical differences that us skinny guys tend to have, and making sure that we know what's supposed to drive the movement and not letting the other muscles take over and do the thing that we're trying to not do.
Let the chest take over, not the shoulders.
There you go. This is a chest video, right?
And then also,
makes a hell of a lot of sense.
Also incorporate alternating dumbbell movement.
Exactly.
Yes.
Thanks for reiterating everything I just said.
You're welcome.
And you can sit there and work on that intro for a little bit while if you want. So guys, I hope you found the video helpful. If you leave your comments and thumbs up below, let us know what you want us to cover. We'll do our best to do that for you. If you haven't already done so, guys, click subscribe and turn on notifications. And all of our programs incorporate the how of what we're doing, right? And because the how matters and also the why we're doing it matters, so that when you go back to your workouts, you have the freedom to bring these things into your training and benefit from them, rather than just saying, hey, Jeff told me to do a bench press, so that's all I'm going to do. I don't think that's enough. All of our programs build that into every single workout we have. So if you're looking for those guys, they're over at ATHLEAN-X.com. In the meantime, stay tuned for this idiot's intro, and I will see you in a few days.
It's going to be glorious.
See ya.